Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing problem 10 in the book from section 2.6. As you can see, this problem is actually number 13 on the PDF, so don't get too confused if you're working from there. For this problem, we're going to be computing L and U for this 4x4 matrix A and trying to find the four conditions on A, B, C, and D to get A equals LU with four pivots. Alright, with that in mind, let's start. To begin, I've written out A again and identified the first pivot at 1, 1. And to clear out everything underneath our first pivot, we're going to simply just subtract row 1 from row 2, 3, and 4, since the values underneath the pivot are the same, which means that the L values for the cleared out spots are going to be 1 as well. So L1, L2, 1, L3, 1, and L4, 1, it's just going to be 1. So to do that, we're going to be doing subtraction. So row 2 minus row 1 into row 2, row 3 minus row 1 into row 3, and row 4 minus row 1 into row 4. First row stays the same. Second, the column, the values are cleared underneath the pivot, so they're going to be 0. Second column, we're just subtracting by row 1, so it's just going to be B minus A. Same thing with the third row. Just subtract by A. And that goes with the fourth row as well. Okay. Now that we've written that, let's identify our second pivot, which is at 2, 2. And since the values underneath the pivot are exactly the same, we just have to subtract each row by row 2. So L is just going to be 1 again for L3, 2, and L4, 2. So we're going to be doing row 3 minus row 2 into row 3, and row 4 minus row 2 into row 4. First row stays the same. Second row stays the same. The values underneath the second pivot changes to 0 because we cleared them out. And now we're doing row 3 minus row 2. So, what do we have for row 3? C minus A minus B plus A, distributive property. The A's go away, is C minus B. C minus B, same thing for D minus A. Instead of a C, it's going to be a D. So D minus B. Alright. Written that out, we can identify our third pivot to clear out. And again, since the value trying to be cleared is equal to the pivot, L43 is going to be 1, and we just have to do a simple subtraction of row 4 minus row 3 into row 4. 0, 0, 0, B minus A, B minus A, 0, C minus B, C minus B, 0. Cleared out the pivot, 0, and then D minus B minus C minus B. D minus B minus C plus B, D minus C. And we got the matrix A into upper triangular form, so that means our last step is going to be U. And alright. To find L, we take a look back at the L values that we determined. And since they all equal 1, they're just going to be 1. So L is just up lower triangular form. So 0 is on the top of the pivots and the values for L that we found on the bottom. L. And something extra, if you want this to be E, you just got to multiply all the L values by -1. That would be E. But we're only trying to find L, so we don't need to worry about E. So that's L. And to find the four conditions as well to make 4 pivots. So let's find our 4 pivots. So this is pivot 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we know that pivots can't be 0, so we'll just simply state that. So 4 conditions. Pivots cannot be 0, and to state that a can't be 0, a is not equal to 0. Second, b minus a, so the difference can't be 0, so we'll just say b is not equal to a. Same thing with the third pivot, c cannot be b. And the fourth one, d cannot be c. And that would be answering the second question, which would conclude this problem. So thank you for doing this with me, and I'll see you guys next time.